new record is Lifeblood. It's available everywhere. It's like the heaviest thing I've ever fucking heard. What is Lifeblood?
Lifeblood is sort of what keeps you going, what sort of makes you tick. It's like your sustenance as a person. That's sort of the gist behind it. And in this case, the record is based on a manga called Berserk, and sort of the realization the protagonist from that series, Guts, has and figures out what his lifeblood is by the end of the record. So it's sort of a concept album.
Bunch of anime nerds?
It's mostly me.
Okay.
So
Just
the other
you?
guys are not as versed as I am in the anime.
Is that okay? So you're the only anime fan. Does that mean you get hated on for this shit?
I think they appreciate it more that the band has started to grow.
Okay. Well, I made this song because of anime, so
Yeah, this band was basically supposed to be just a side project for fun, one EP, like while we did the other band that I was talking about, and it wasn't really meant to be anything serious. And then the EP grew faster than the other band did in 7 years. So we realized it was actually fun to make, and we realized that the old band wasn't fun anymore because we were so focused on trying to, hit these heights and these expectations that we set for ourselves and the fans set. So it was just a negative feeling, and that was gone with the new band. So we continue to roll with it, and now we're on our sophomore album, and it's pretty crazy because it just started off with a fun band that was not meant to be anything serious. I thought I was going to show my friends this EP, and that was it, kind of thing. So,
and that's why Kyle left Nickelback. What is up with you metal dudes are always in like a bunch of bands at one time? You just to see which one clicks first?
I mean, in this case, it was just I always wanted to do something extremely heavy because the prior band was more of like a metalcore with singing and mid screams and more.
Oh, Brian's favorite type of band.
It was like more poppy choruses, but like still kind
For
of
the Fallen Dreams.
Oh God,
I like that band.
Yeah, I know.
We all do. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. But it's I always had an itch to do something really heavy, whether it was going to be just like your true quote unquote slam or deathcore or like tech death. I always had a feeling that I wanted to do something heavy. So my guitarist from the Afterimage, he used to be in a tech death band, but we ended up somehow making deathcore music. So it's mostly just a heavy itch. That was it.
Call it tech death. I have literally like 9 genres that you guys fucking cross over, and that's something that. So speaking to that, I got to ask some inspirations because I look to
please say Satan. Please say Satan. Please say Satan.
I mean, I only look to Satan at certain times. I feel like sometimes when I look to Satan, it's for guidance. Other times it's for
He's always telling me to
poor
go to Smoothie
experiences.
King. I don't get it.
Smoothie King, and when you're in California, it's Jamba Juice, but you can only order off the secret menu, so who knows? Off of God Hand, I gotta think of like Hill of Swords. Like to me, that's the entrance to a fucking MGM produced Mission Impossible movie. Like you guys hit that in the middle of an album that is just completely shred metal. You guys are all over the place. So what inspires you guys do hit extensions of metalcore, extensions of deathcore, black metal. I mean, I'm hearing Black Dahlia Murder in there at times. Like you guys are all over the place. So where does that come from? Obviously you're heavier, but where does all this other influence come?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the orchestral and the synth stuff, we're definitely inspired by video game soundtracks like Halo, Doom.
Okay. Yeah.
Those would be the two that people would say, especially.
Did you ever either of you ever hear of the band Last Chance to Reason?
Jamie, ever heard of
no. The Contortionist? No, he wasn't in that, was he?
I don't know. There was no singer in Last Chance to Reason, but they were like a techno death metal band, and they were just super fast instrumental, and they had like Nintendo core breakdown style. Yeah, they had Nintendo
and a drummer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I remember that band. Yeah, from
And
the UK.
they were like real Nintendo core breakdowns, a lot of keys, a lot of
I
synths,
think they played with
8
Born of
bits sounding
Osiris or
stuff.
something. Yeah, they were
Yes,
cool.
they were along that stand. Yeah, I get hints of that because, and that was a very unique sound. Like I always go back to that band because it's something different. And you
I
guys
totally
definitely
forgot
harnessed
that
that
band existed.
the video game references, man.
Yeah, I think I remember that band now. That was pretty cool. There was that whole like Nintendo core kind of craze too for a bit.
Yep.
A lot of the, especially on MySpace.
Horse the band, yeah, all
Horse
those
the
fucking, yeah.
band. I always wanted to start a DDR band. Dance Dance Revolution.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But you could like have the crowd participate and everybody has their own little square.
And
Yeah,
they'll
like we
just-
don't promote violence. You just
They're-
go out there and like step.
Dude,
If someone twists an ankle, pick them up.
Get him a water bottle. Get him a rag.
It's just, but it's everybody just like this because all they're doing is moving their feet. So it's just this.
Oh man, like some river dancing motherfucker.
There's no upper body movement at all.
that'd be fun. I think you might be onto something with that.
I don't know. That also reminds me of when people would do like the crawl of death instead of the wall of death, like at Warped Tours and shit. They'd make everybody get on the ground and just
I
like
hope that didn't
walk,
that didn't
and it's just like,
spread.
stop it. You're wasting 7 minutes in a Warped Tour set that's already only 8.5 minutes. So you're fucking wasting my time.
Way to make August Burns Red never come back to your city, kid.
I know.
You guys talk a lot about war on this album. What's up with that?
About war?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About how there's a
basically
war, you're raging war. You're like, there's rain.
Yeah, so different songs. Well, the whole record is sort of for the most part, the perspective of the protagonist's guts and how he interacts with the universe. There's sort of, he's out for vengeance because of something that happened to his love interest. Basically, he had a friend who decided his dream was the most important thing in the universe above and beyond his sort of, he was sort of like a mercenary group leader. This guy, his name is Griffith. And basically he built this really strong mercenary group that was able to battle different kingdoms and win eventually out of people that are sort of common born. That's the idea. And essentially he gets to a point where the protagonist realizes that he wants to follow his own dreams. He doesn't want to follow the dreams of Griffith. He wants to forge his own path. And basically that makes the antagonist break as a person because he loses the fight between them. He loses someone that he wanted to keep for his own. And eventually he ends up sacrificing everyone. The fantasy aspect comes in. He sacrifices his whole mercenary group to gain like infinite power. So it's pretty complicated, but basically the protagonist.
Is this season 1 or 2?
This is
I feel like we just went through a whole fucking binge watching of something on like Crunchyroll.
everything for everybody, but yeah, it's just the basic premise, and then basically the main character's out for vengeance because he tried to sacrifice his love interest. There's some defilement that happens.
Ooh, I love defilement.
And the war is against demon kind, so that to go back to what you're talking about. So that's the war that's being waged, is against demon kind and to enact vengeance and all that. But he realizes that he's got to choose between vengeance and having the one he loves back, which is ultimately more important. So it's going to be a crossroads kind of thing.
My mind is blown. It sounds like Attack on Titan gone fucking 1,000. Top 5 favorite animes or mangas right now.
I'd have to go with, obviously, Berserk's going to be number 1.
That makes sense.
I love Akira. The manga's better than
Classic.
even the classic movies.
How
There's
bad
not
do you
much
want to
deal.
ride that motorcycle thing?
That would be insane. Also, think of how many movies and pop culture references steal that directly.
Oh yeah,
That's so iconic.
everything's ripped off from 80s anime and the early 90s. Totally.
I like a series called Trigun a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A little
Also
bit
pretty
smaller one
classic.
from the 90s. Yeah. What else I got? Fist of the North Star is one of my favorites. Also old. Very
don't
old.
know that.
It's also called Hokuto no Ken, but that one's another favorite.
Jamie, do you know Ho no Ken? No, yeah, no, we don't know that one.
oh, mangas.
I mean, because you sounded like you were maybe more of a manga guy. I know there's some elitists that like to read more than watch. I'm a guy that watches my shit without subtitles. Like, I can't read. I want to just hear them in English. It's easier.
Yeah, I've watched a lot more anime than I've read manga, I will say.
Okay, cool. So we're in the same boat.
But I dive into the manga when I really love something, when I want to get deeper with it. So that's when I'll take that next step. But I don't go out and buy manga unless I really, really am in love with that particular series, I guess.
I wouldn't want to be seen buying manga either, so I feel you.
Rough.
Well, I'm just being a dick. Weebs are fine. I
Shit.
was a weeb in middle school. Okay, it's like whatever. There's some really cool features on this album, so I want to know what is your favorite feature and your least favorite feature out of all the guest features on the album.
That's a fair question. That's a fair question.
I mean, I figure you're all friends with them, so you can shit on somebody.
I think some people are gonna just assume I'm gonna go with the deathcore guys, but I actually was super fond of the metalcore features that we had. Those were the sort of what we really were excited about. So I like Eric from I Prevail's feature a lot. I think he killed that. He adapted to deathcore pretty well for a guy. And
That one surprised me a lot because even a lot of people think I Prevail is like on the cusp of maybe not even really being metalcore kind of sometimes, right? And I was surprised to see him on there for sure because that was and a great job. You wouldn't even know it was him. Yeah, you wouldn't even know that it just blended in. Great.
He's a huge fan of extreme music actually, and he collects lots of vinyl and merch and stuff like that. So it's a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, he's a huge fan of super extreme music.
And he's a wrestling fan.
That's awesome too.
Yeah. So Brian's probably in love with him.
I wouldn't.
I have to ask for what was the is there any type of like story type behind God Hand? You know, was it based off of Magna as well, or how was that album constructed?
That was also based off the same story, but it's sort of how the God Hand is a group of sort of high-powered demons that oversee the how the universe is going to unfold. Essentially, they have power over how.
It's a fucking complex fucking story, man. This is intense.
It gets into like philosophical stuff and like takes stuff from philosophers.
Yeah, it's deep. I mean,
it's pretty detailed.
The lyrics are deep. And when you're constructing the lyrics, are you taking actual lines from the Magna, or are you just all coming from your own interpretation of it?
Occasionally I will, but they're specifically used for one-liners.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Like before a breakdown. Yeah, perfect. All right, cool. Before a chug or something. Nice.
So it's like I'll pick something that like a metal listener would think is cool anyway, but also the manga people be like, yes. You know,
that's awesome. So
that's sort of the approach I take with that. But guest features. I don't know.
Oh yeah, your least favorite.
I don't really have a least favorite. It's so hard to say that because they're all very different.
You don't have to say it. He just likes him.
We always go along with that. So like for instance, like off Lifeblood, what's your favorite and least favorite song off the record? That one you might have a better answer to because you might have performed them and it's like, oh, I'm sick of performing this one. But hey, maybe there's a guest feature that you're like, you know what, we really should have got so and so from that one band. He wasn't worth the $60. I'm just kidding.
No.
I mean,
I did a great job.
Yeah, they're great. I liked them all. They're all really the metalcore guys, like you said. That was an interesting blend. What would you say Brand of Sacrifice does differently than anyone else in 2021?
I guess one thing that we really like to do is focus on the marketing side of things. So the band is almost completely DIY. We're an independent band. We have distribution through Blood Blast distribution, but that's the extent of it. Everything is done by the band. We do most of the graphics ourselves. We do a lot of the merch designs ourselves. We do the production in house for the record. We mix the record ourselves, and even the marketing campaign that sort of happened with the album rollout. We gave away a PS5 that was custom skinned to the album artwork. We did like a YouTube live stream a day before, and we had 8,000 unique viewers on that. So we just planned a lot of things that we just have fun with it. I think some bands, they sort of are hands off with that stuff, and that's fine. Like a lot of bands, they just want to focus on the music, and I think that's okay. But I think that's one thing that sets us apart, is that we're really deep, not only in the marketing but also in the production of the music and the visual representation of the band. Musically, I'd say we tried to introduce some ideas to deathcore that you don't see as often, especially with the synth and the electronic work. I think you're seeing a lot of keyboards and electronics, but it's a little bit different. It's more of a blackened approach to things, like your Lorna Shores. That's a very popular sort of sect of deathcore right now, but we kind of did the opposite of that, going more the video game sort of route. So I think that would be what's a little bit different with our band than compared to some other bands.
We can definitely tell you're skilled on the marketing aspect. The way you knew all the Spotify info and the numbers and stuff. It's good to see. We talk about it all the time. A lot of bands, like when they're young, a lot of these types of bands get signed young. They think getting signed is the end goal, and then when they get signed, they don't do anything, and the band doesn't go anywhere, and they wonder, well, what happened? But they didn't work after they got that record deal, and it's just something interesting to talk about or figure out who does what in the band. How has the pandemic affected you guys? I'm sure that's been rough as shit.
It's negative because I'm stuck in my room and I would love to be on the road. And you've been talking a lot
Same.
about Walmart, and it's making me kind of foam at the mouth because I love Walmart.
No, you miss
Dang.
Walmart too. Oh,
Walmart.
that's how you know it's bad.
That's how I know it's bad. But I think it presented a unique opportunity in a sense. And that opportunity is that people are sitting at home and they're hungry for something new. They're hungry for something exciting. They can't go to shows. They can't experience things in the flesh, but they want to experience the new. So I think it was a perfect opportunity to roll out a record at this point. And I think a lot of bands are sort of missing out because they're trying to wait and see how things pan out. But I think it's always good to have a little bit of content coming in consistently. I think it's really important. You don't necessarily have to put out a record. You could take the Spirit Box approach and do singles fleshed out over 4 to 5 months in between. With
A very
really
popular route. Yeah, we
That's-
cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the way things are gonna go. I think albums are gonna be maybe a thing that you don't see as often anymore. You're gonna see a lot of singles. You might see mixtapes like hip hop. You might see more remixes. You might see sort of one song come out and 3 new versions of that in addition, like the EDM world.
Northlane does that a lot. Northlane remixes all their albums. They do little redos
They
of
just
them.
dropped a whole remix album.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
I'm a
Uh,
fan of that.
Oh yeah, I am too. Icy Stars. Icy Stars did it a couple times with their albums, and they're already kind of techno-y, all as it is. So bands definitely have that. They can blend it well sometimes. I think other bands also try to do it and don't do it as well, and that can be kind of shoddy. But
How many Walmarts in Canada have you stayed at? Because I've noticed Canadian Walmarts don't like me. They don't like the bandwagon, and they don't want me anywhere near them.
You see, the thing is, right now, Canada, I hate to say it, for the alternative and metal scene is a little shot right now. So
Shot.
I think that the main markets like your Toronto, probably Ottawa's still okay in some scenarios. Montreal, of course, is still booming.
I've
that's
never,
home.
ever gone to Ottawa.
Yeah, okay.
Ever.
But the other places that you used to see local shows or smaller shows, they're sort of non-existent anymore. So, and the country is so spread out that touring it is kind of difficult to get a decent route because there's so much driving in between
Oh yeah.
spots. So, as far as Walmart goes, I probably didn't stay at a lot of Walmarts since like 2013 or something like that. I'd say. I've been to a lot more Walmarts in the US.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes more sense. They're also like every damn freeway exit's got a Walmart.
Yeah.
They get a little more difficult to find when you get in like the Northeast. And when I got into Canada, I started wondering, oh shit, where are we gonna stay at? And yeah, they hated me, man. Like the Canadians are so fucking nice everywhere you go. And then I'm staying overnight and they're like, oh, you need to go. We already called the cops. Well, thanks. I mean, shit. Like, might as well take my chances with the Mounties. It was crazy, dude. Jacques Rougeau and just showed up and tried to get me out of there, and I was like,
God,
I need a tag champ to get me out of here.
Oh no.
What possessed you to be a metal vocalist in the first place? Are your parents proud of you?
Yeah, my parents are proud of me. I don't think they liked it at first, but then they
never do.
They saw things happening as far as growth happens, as far as growth goes. But what got me into it, I had this friend named Brad in high school, and I mostly listened to like 2000s hip hop. I had like
yes, let's hear it, all of it,
and like I wore the 5XL shirts and like the super baggy jeans. I had that.
So how I dress now.
Who were you into though? Because you and Matt are about to bond.
Yeah, 2000s hip hop. Let's hear it. Yeah, who you jamming?
You got to go with the classics like 50 Cent. Yeah, G Unit, and what else was I into? I don't know, like pretty much anything that was pretty big at that time. And we're talking like 2004, like 2004.
So like a lot of Lil Wayne, some Cameron, maybe Little Flip before his career died, some T.I.
Yeah, T.I. Little Scrappy.
Oh yeah, man, he completely
Nelly,
disappeared, but he was so cool. Nelly
was
fire.
a huge one.
Hot shit.
Dude, I went back and listened to all that stuff recently. Yeah, so that kind of stuff. Petey Pablo.
Oh man,
dang! Petey
Pablo. Man, so underrated. He had some fire. Actually, his album from 04 was fire. I listened to that shit like senior year of high school. Brian knows. He made fun of me for it.
That was a good time. I feel like hip hop was a little more like fun and goofy back then in some ways, but it still went hard.
You could definitely go platinum and have a big record back then, and that was like the last era. Because after that, it's like all about streaming. But like Petey Pablo, I think went gold, and like the single went platinum, and then the Yeah was a big single, and Usher was going platinum, and that was a crazy time.
At the time. It was Yeah when that came out.
Oh god, it was everywhere. Yeah,
that was like the peak of rappers having their own imprint label and then putting out like their own rappers. So like dudes that were barely established were trying to drop other rappers already. It just wasn't working. Like everyone had a crew. Like Eminem had a crew. Jay-Z always had a crew. But then like Slim Thug's got a crew, and now Rick Ross has a crew, and Trick Daddy has a crew, and then the Dipset's a crew, but then this guy's got a crew within that. It's just too many. Everyone, too much shit going on. Now all the record labels are dead and consolidated. None of those umbrellas exist now.
Who's your go-to Canadian bands? Like, what band do you think flies the other than yourselves, of course? Which band represents Canada the best in your eyes? Like, who's the?
If you had to pick in metalcore for modern day, I'd have to go probably like a Counterparts.
Shouts to Windsor.
Okay, what about like back in the like an Alexis on Fire day, like a protest.
You just wanted to say Alexis on Fire.
No, there's protest.
Icon,
no. There's protest. No, there's a bunch of Canadian bands.
Let's just run down the list.
This is hell.
There's a bunch. Let's just do it. How do you feel about Avril Lavigne?
Love Avril Lavigne.
Nickelback.
Love Nickelback.
How bad does Drake suck?
I don't know if I can agree with that.
Oh, okay. All right. I was gonna
That's
ask.
fair.
I was gonna ask us if you can give us a proper representation of Toronto outside of what I get from Drake, because all I know is that it's the 6 and it can be kind of dangerous. So can you paint Toronto in a better light than what Drake does?
I don't know what part of Toronto he's talking about. I know it's definitely not dangerous where I'm at. It's all families and baby carriages and old Greek people where I'm at. But
Well, that
Every
one
time I've
homeboy,
been to
that one dude,
Toronto, it's been lovely.
that one dude got shot a couple years ago. His friend outside of
One
that club
guy
in Toronto.
in like 6 years.
Hey man, when
That
Drake
was
says
the
he,
last time anyone in
when-
Canada was shot.
when Drake says he's rolling through the 6 with his 6, I don't know.
He meant
I
a
don't
6
know.
shooter.
I'm just here
It's
to
a
ask the
rubber
questions.
band gun.
I'm just here to ask the questions. Okay.
How do we feel about Ryan Adams?
Bryan Adams,
Whatever.
he is a classic. I think he was actually. I have some friends in this band called Carcosa from the west side of Canada, and Bryan Adams was looking for a metal band apparently for a
No.
music video or something, and they DM'd him and he actually replied to them, but didn't work out for whatever reason. But I thought that was really cool. He was looking for a metal band for some reason, so
That's hot.
I
was
got.
gonna
Okay.
Go for it. Go. I was going to say Despised Icon.
Go. Okay. That you can.
it's
What's
one
your-
of my all-time favorite deathcore bands.
Okay.
Despised Icon.
There you go. I have to know really what you think about Rush first of all, because I mean, Rush is.
I like
Rush is
Rush.
kind
I'm not too versed in their back catalog, but
I saw
like
Rush.
the
I saw.
connection with Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I was gonna ask you how you felt about Trailer Park Boys too,
One
but
of my favorite shows of all time.
yes. Thank you. Fuck yeah, dude. I just got into it. I just started watching it over this last year and I fucking love it. I love every season, even the stupid one with Snoop Dogg and the fucking ones when they got the Netflix deal. Like they're great.
Brian, I've told you like 1,000 times you've never seen Rush. That was Rush Limbaugh. That's
No,
two
it was
completely different
Russian.
things.
It was Russian. Yes, eat it.
No. You made this joke completely not funny now, but I was gonna ask how you felt about abandon all ships, but they helped you out, so I'm sure that's super cool.
What about Sum 41?
Sum 41 is a huge classic. Love Sum 41. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with a band called Billy Talent.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
one of my favorites growing up as a kid, as far as rock bands went.
I didn't want to ask about Simple Plan or Steppenwolf, but I guess I
Steppenwolf
like
Fire.
Uh,
What about Fozzy?
Fozzy?
They're from Winnipeg.
I'm not too familiar with that band.
Chris
It's
Jericho is
cool.
the front man.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll get
okay.
over it.
We'll get over it.
Are we out of Canadian acts?
No, we have Finger 11.
Damn it. Kids. What was that TV show that was out there? Kids in the Hall. Was that a Canadian thing?
Yeah, it was. Kids in the Hall
Okay,
is fucking
cool.
classic.
All right, so I'm on point.
Love it.
All right.
Who is in your opinion the most important Canadian of all time?
Wow.
I have like two.
Wow.
I have 2 or 3 that I'm
Oh, I don't
dabbling
know.
with right now. Can I give you my 2 or 3 and it
Just
might
name a
inspire you a
prime
little bit?
minister.
Alex Trebek.
Okay, yeah.
Justin Trudeau. You want me to say Justin Trudeau?
No, I don't think people
No.
in Canada like that.
He's like, no, please don't say that. Is he your Trump? Is that what that is? Is he just your?
No, because he's not that political.
He did blackface.
He did
Eee.
do that, yeah.
How do you not suffer career suicide after that? That happened? That was a thing?
Yeah,
He's
it was
not-
a thing.
He's not like a right winger though.
Yeah, he's not a racist. No, he's just
Eee,
the times. It was the
ugh.
times. That's what they fall back on.
I'm totally not getting an
Justin
episode next
Trudeau.
week if I do that.
Justin Trudeau was not one of them. Alex Trebek was one of them.
Someone called him True Dope when I went there. Is that accurate? True Dope.
I haven't heard that one specifically.
It's
myself,
it's really
but-
not that clever. So shouts to that EMT. It was not even a funny dad joke. on any
It was an
level.
EMT. It was an EMT that told you that.
EMT?
Yeah, short. Yeah, long story short, I was in some random mountain town in British Columbia, and I slipped and cracked my head open, and
Oh.
yeah, I had to go to the hospital. And apparently, y'all don't have free health care for people that don't fucking live there. So that was a wonderful night.
Oh,
It
no.
was like 2 or 3 in the morning. You know, it was after the show, and so they had to wake up the only doctor in town to come and stitch me up. So yeah, no, I love Canada for that. What is?
Wait, real quick. I got my other two favorite Canadians: Alex
Oh
Trebek,
God! Oh, there's
Bret Hart,
more?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's Canadian?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
Son of a
those are some
bitch.
pretty good ones. Although Jim Carrey has had some scandals lately.
What do you mean lately? What happened?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure like his ex passed away or something like that. And
Oh yeah, his
people
chick
blaming
killed herself.
I don't know what the details are on that, but
He didn't
You
do
think
it. Did
he
he?
did it?
What? No
I'm not sure
way.
exactly what was said, but they're saying that he was involved somehow. I don't know.
What the fuck? There is
Look,
no way.
I know he killed all of us cinematically in number 23, but can't we get over that? It was a terrible movie. I've forgotten it since then.
Oh my god, that's crazy. He fucking did it. What a psycho.
Wow, do you want to replace him on your list of Canadians? Do you want to replace him with like I
Oh
don't
no!
know,
As of
any
2019,
Lance
he's been
Storm?
nah. Fuck Lance Storm. Out of 2000,
Wow.
as of
Wow, sorry,
2019,
Calgary.
as of 2019, he was cleared. Don't break my heart about Jim Carrey, dude. I was about to
he said
talk
that
about
he's
how he
okay.
was good. That was Ryan Reynolds. I was gonna throw Ryan Reynolds in there, and then I was also gonna throw Justin Bieber in there as like a gag joke. But maybe
Yo,
people
Ryan
really
Reynolds
like
is
Justin Bieber.
Canadian?
Yeah.
That would make sense why he dated
Those are-
Alanis Morissette, because I heard you could only be Canadian to date her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. What is your favorite thing about Toronto? The Six.
I don't know. Since I've been touring and been able to travel, I don't really look at it in that way now, as far as like it's my home, but like I could be anywhere else and be happy, I guess. It's sort of, and a lot of people from Toronto be pissed at me saying this, but I feel like it's interchangeable with some other cities. It's
Oh,
sort
wow.
to me, it's sort of like a slower, smaller New York in a way.
I could tell you a million ways why that's incorrect. People in Toronto are way nicer, even being in a big city. They're still nicer than anything New Yorkers represent. People in Canada generally are just way nicer. Oh my god.
I don't know if I agree with that, and I'll tell you why.
Well, you live there too, so
Yeah, I've been here all my life for sure, but every time, especially if I've gone to the South, like Southern hospitality, I think is a real thing. As far as being a Canadian in the U.S., so I've experienced like way nicer people that don't ignore you when you say hi, or people are actually happy for you to be there if you're just like even at a gas station. So that's not really a thing, and that could just be a big city thing. But I haven't felt the same way as I did in the States, especially in the South, compared to Toronto. So that's just something I noticed as a Canadian traveling in the States.
I've always described Canadians as suspiciously nice. Like they're so nice, they make me wonder. Like, why are you being nice to me? What's the scheme here? What are you doing? What do you want to know? But yeah, they'll give you directions and shit. Like, I've had really good experiences in Canada. Besides the weather, the weather's never cooperated. The last time I went there, I spun out a Sprinter van going up a mountain, so that was super cool.
Yeah, I'm not having a good answer for this though, to be as far as what I think makes it special, or I don't know.
Well, then this is going to be perfect because I have an even worse question for you of favorite thing about being Canadian.
Everyone knows it's spam, Matt.
Spam is
Everyone
Canadian?
knows it's spam.
That can't be.
I'd say
This is a joke.
I like the Trailer Park Boys. I'm gonna go back to that.
Oh
Wow,
man.
wow, national treasure.
They are. Donairs. I'll go with that. Poutine.
I was just
You
gonna
know what
ask,
Donairs
what's Donairs? Yeah, can you fill us in on Donairs?
It's sort of like it's sort of based on the sauce. It's sort of like I guess like a shawarma kind of thing. Like
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
but it's just very specific sauce that it's doused in, and you can only get it typically in Eastern Canada. And they talk about it a lot on Trailer Park Boys. There's actually this sort of community center that was used as a venue in Halifax, Nova Scotia. That there's a
Wow, I have
restaurant-
not been that north. Jesus, talk about cold.
There's like a restaurant that is down the street from there that actually the Trailer Park Boys consider their favorite to tie that all in together, and they sell the best donairs there. So I don't remember what it's called, but they also had beaver tails up the road too, if you know what those are.
That's a
So-
sexual innuendo for something, right?
And ew.
What's a beaver tail?
It's sort of like it's like a dessert, like a sort of cinnamon pastry type treat. It's hard to explain. It's a little bit different than like a churro or something like that. It's a little
You
soft.
had me at beaver.
Yeah.
What's your favorite state of the United States?
I kind of like Colorado.
Oh, okay, because they're. Oh, okay. I got
Yeah,
to follow
you
up
would
for you.
because of the snow.
I got to
yeah.
follow up for you.
All right.
What's better weed, California or Canada or America?
You're asking the wrong guy that question.
Oh no! Dang, I
Damn.
thought for sure. I was
He
getting a
just
response.
assumed that all that
I assumed-
manga and weed would go hand
I
in
assumed
hand.
all the woke ass metal was.
Way to stereotype and fail, my friend.
Well, the dreads is what really did it.
Yeah.
Man. Just kidding.
No, I occasionally partake.
I was gonna say,
But
how
I don't
often
know
are you past a blunt looking like that?
A lot.
People probably just walk down the street in Canada. Here you go, bro. And like you just pass
I
it to 'em,
felt
just
you
like
needed
that.
this.
And they assume I have it a lot too.
Hey, bro. Hey, hey,
Yeah,
like
yo,
yourself.
don't ever wear a beanie.
Yeah, don't get a beanie.
Yeah. But I'm not too versed in the different strains and what's better and what's worse. I just occasionally would dabble, but
That's fun. I definitely have tried the Colorado, the California, the Washington, the Canada. I found Canada had a bunch of like weaker stuff, but then you can hit some dispensaries and there's some real quality there. There's no bad weed up in Canada by any means. I always enjoy my time up there. I just always, as an American and having to drive up there, there's so many difficulties with that. And the border, they make it so difficult. But Canada's cool as shit. I love going up there. Tim Hortons is cool. That's like my U.S. embassy. I always know what to order when I go there. I don't really like poutine. But you said you've been to the States, so you've been to California?
I have, yes.
Have you had either In-N-Out Burger or Del Taco?
I've had In-N-Out.
Do you like it?
I do. I love it.
You love it. So if you went back to California, you'd be like, where the fuck is that In-N-Out Burger at?
Yeah, I would do that.
Where's
good.
What's the Canadian equivalent of In-N-Out that you would say? Like a good home, obviously it doesn't have to be burger, but what's like a fast
Ooh,
food or like a
Canadian
staple,
burger.
like a staple IHOP or Denny's or
A&W?
what's the fucking go-to Canadian all Canadian diner?
A&W.
We do have a lot of A&Ws. There's legitimately one.
There is an
on each-
uncomfortable amount.
Like where I'm at, there's one on both major intersections in between my house.
Does anyone
There's
even
more
eat
A&W
there?
than anything.
Really?
Yeah.
That is such a weird market, Canada, for A&W.
It really is. Like
Yeah,
I
blew up.
enjoy that place and their corn dogs, but the menu differs.
Oh,
very
quality
little.
food. Quality food.
It's weird, man. The menu's different.
There's this place that I really like that's near me, and it is a chain, but it's not like all over Canada yet. It's called Burgers Priest. And
Priest?
And all their burgers are like funny Catholic names.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
that's
like the-
definitely getting
oh.
over in Quebec.
Like the children in the children in the choir, or what? Are we getting weird? What kind of?
I'll tell you some of them.
Oh, get it.
Oh my god, that sounds good though. I've always found that Canada has like really high quality meat, where like America, we don't care if the cow shits in it, we'll serve it to you.
There's one called Religious Hypocrite.
That's
Double
dope.
Red Sea, the Pope,
Wow.
Tower
However-
of Babel,
Oh my
the
god.
Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Army of
Yes. What's
That's
on
a
that
big
one? What's
one,
on the
right?
four? What's on the four horsemen of the
That's
apocalypse?
got to
my
be a big
God.
one.
Okay, so this is what it says. You're in trouble now.
Yeah.
So two options, which I think is like a portobello mushroom that's deep fried and stuffed with cheese. It's like a cap, and those are like on. It has grilled cheese buns. So the buns are made of grilled cheese, and
Yeah.
then 2 like very thick, like maybe 10-ounce patties.
Jesus
2 of them?
Christ.
You're eating fucking 20
That's like a
ounces
whole
of
cow.
burger? What the fuck?
Sorry, 8 ounces. A correction.
Oh,
8
I was about to
That's
say you're
16
eating
ounces
over
of
a
burger,
pound
though.
of burger. Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
That's a pound for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Holy
so it's,
shit.
that sounds a pretty American burger right there, I'd say.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Are you just trying to say all us Americans are fat?
We're
and gluttonous?
sorry. Hey,
'Cause we
we're
are.
embarrassing. Yeah, we're fucking sorry, bro. That is disgusting. Listen, a
And
grilled
speaking on
cheese
behalf of
bun.
all fat ass Californians everywhere,
Yep.
definitely go to Del Taco. You like
Yeah,
the
next time
tacos,
you're
you like
there, bro.
Mexican food, you like Taco Bell, but you want it to be like 10% more authentic. Del Taco. It's in like California, Arizona, all the West Coast places. We
New Mexico.
definitely, we love that place.
I think we stopped there one night, but I think I was feeling sick at the time, so I missed out on it.
Oh no, it sounds like you ate there too. I love
I
it.
don't think
They-
the guys are feeling good, but they also eat a lot of Taco Bell, so it could be that as well.
Dude, that's the problem for sure.
Are you guys? Yeah, you're one of those bands that just ingests a bunch of like diarrhea food, or you got like vegans in the band.
One of our drivers, he is a vegan, so we sort of try and find options for everybody.
You got to fire him immediately, dude. You can't trust a vegan driver. There's no way that guy's getting by up there buying gas station food. Can't trust him.
We're going to Walmart.
Oh shit! They're
Let's
vegan
go,
options.
Walmart.
I
feel like there's still It's still difficult when you go to Walmart in Arkansas. All the vegetables are deep fried. Sorry, everyone in Arkansas. I've been heavy on them tonight. Them and Skillet. Okay, the shit with Skillet was fucking stupid. Should have said that.
It's pretty funny. I liked it.
What is any other? Can you tell us some interesting facts about Toronto? Because you guys are actually kicking off what we call Toronto Week. We have a guest next week that's also from Toronto. We're trying to learn more about the city, and all I know is that Drake didn't actually sit on the top of the CN Tower. But they don't teach that in history books.
Unfortunately.
Man,
Wasn't the mayor of Toronto like Rob Ford or something like that? He was
Yeah,
on
just
crack.
doing rails of crack.
Okay, that is a good one. Yeah, we.
That
Had
just popped in my head. I was like, wait a minute, Mayor Ford, Toronto, crack. That was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. He denied that, and then the video came out of him literally doing it.
Damn
But
it!
that
Don't
guy-
you hate when that happens?
That guy was really fun, I think, to have.
Yeah,
as
he
a mayor.
was.
But he did do a lot of good things that people didn't really see. He used to go to like do huge fundraisers for like buildings that are in the projects or like slumlord building owners that were like kicking people out or charging expensive rent. He was coming down on people like that. So he was really on the ground. Maybe a little too much with the crack. But,
Yeah, maybe he was literally in the slums getting the crack, and he's like, "Oh, you can't kick my dealer out."
maybe.
Either way,
I don't know, but
doing
it's
some good.
too bad he passed away a few years back. But now his brother is the mayor. And,
Oh no. Oh
no
no.
crack.
Hand me down crack. No, it's hand me down crack. His brother's the mayor, so it's
Tell
second
me,
hand
tell
hand
me,
me down
there's
crack.
no crack.
No, there's crack. There's always crack.
I think, to be honest, most of the happenings were his brother making the calls.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not even sure if he really wanted to be a mayor. But
Oh my
Mhm.
god,
I don't
that's
want
the
to speak
best.
for anybody, but I think there was actually a really funny video on YouTube where Rob Ford sat down and drove with Deadmau5 in his Ferrari, his
Nice.
Nyan Cat.
No,
Ferrari, of all things.
yeah, nice.
And he's like speeding through downtown Toronto, and you can see Rob going like this, and it was funny. That was a great interview. And they just go and have chats, and they grab coffee at Tim Hortons through the drive-through in a Ferrari.
Yes, Tim Hortons.
And they did a full interview. That's an awesome YouTube video to check out.
What a beautiful fucking car.
Dude,
Wow.
you got to imagine that. Cocaine's involved in that
Wow.
day.
Wow.
If I hung
they
out with
did this.
Deadmau5 and he didn't have cocaine in the dash, I'd be pissed.
What a great blue The fucking little
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't it?
dang, that is so good.
When they're hanging out, he doesn't have the dead mouse thing on, right?
No, I don't know if it would fit in that inside of that vehicle.
See,
that's
that's
for sure.
that's why I don't want to meet Daft Punk or Marshmello.
All right.
Because you don't want to see what they look like.
It's gonna ruin the allure. Yeah, no, fake it.
I don't know.
You know, if I met Randy Savage, he'd give it to me. You know. Brian, do you have any final questions for our guest tonight?
Don't, man. I really appreciate you coming on. You guys are without a doubt the biggest thing in metal, I think, right now. And I
I'm
think
saying it's the heaviest album of the year for sure.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
already started, so it just barely started, so fuck them.
getting on top of the playlist, getting on top of all the, I saw Karain do a piece on you guys. I also think I saw MNE do a piece on you guys. I mean, you're blowing up, and in a short span, 2 albums and an EP. I think that's something to really be said. I think you've found, at least from what I can tell, the band that fits you and fits I think what you're looking for, especially since you wanted to go heavy, man. It's fucking heavy, and you guys are doing it great. So thank you for coming on.
You made all of Twitter go fucking crazy.
They're
The
not ready,
Friday
bro.
you dropped Lifeblood. That's everyone from the high school metalcore kids to the grown adults. Everyone was talking about Lifeblood on Twitter, and that's what triggered us to be like, oh, maybe this isn't just another band with the snazzy cover art. And
Yeah, man.
that record just blows me away. You guys managed to do like everything heavy and metal in like a 14-second span, and then
Yep.
there's still an entire album to go. So it melted my brain. I really dig it. I think everyone needs to listen to Lifeblood, whether you like metal or not. Like, I'd prefer it if you hate it. Like, just listen to this shit, because it's gonna melt your brain.
What social medias do you have for the bands, for yourself? Where can they follow you and all your stuff at, man? And obviously the Brand of Sacrifice stuff.
And what's your home address if we want to like come and hang out?
Yeah, we're doxing you, bro. Hurry up.
Yeah, for the band, we got Instagram, Brand of Sacrifice Metal. If you want to make it easy, you can go to brandofsacrifice.com, and literally everything's there to find all our socials, Facebook, all that stuff. YouTube, we're at 20K subscribers now, which I'm pretty excited about.
Let's go.
And myself, everything is Kyle of Sacrifice. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's all Kyle of Sacrifice. So
I like how the Twitter is Brand O Sacrifice. It kind of
Yeah,
makes you think of like Beef O'Brady's or O'Reilly's.
they don't give you that extra character. You can't
Sons
we
of-
couldn't fit the whole band name in there.
Those sons of
Oh,
bitches.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's not Brand of Sacrific.
Yeah, that would have been worse. That'd have been real bad.
That would have bugged the shit out of me.
Band of Sacrifice, and it would have made sense too.
Band of.
That's happened a couple
Bando.
times on show flyers.
oh no,
Band
they
of Sacrifice.
Like you look at the set list and you're like, band of, oh, okay, all right.
Oh
Doesn't
no.
happen much anymore. But when we were first starting out, I saw it a few times for sure.
I guess
Dang.
that's an easy mistake. I mean, hey, Kanye still said he had flyers that said Kane West. Happens to the best of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool
Brian,
name, actually.
Kane West.
I
I
like that.
swear that's what I thought his name was when he first came out. Just switch the N and the Y, because who ever heard of a guy named Kanye at the time?
Yeah.
And now everybody's heard of him. Blessed.
Everybody.
Hallelujah.
Brian, where can they find you if I'm trying to dox you?
Of Brian of Death, or down there, yeah, of Brian of Death on Instagram and of Brian of Death on Twitter. You can catch me there. You can also catch my podcast, the Common Chaos Podcast, at The Common Chaos on Instagram, The
It's
Common
not
Chaos
that good.
on Twitter, and
It's not that good.
commonchaos.net for all the
I didn't-
episodes
I
and
don't
everything.
even like it.
It's all right. He's been on it a couple times, so no big deal.
Not in a long time.
Like December, but last December.
That feels like forever ago. You can find me on Instagram at IHATETHESCENE. You can find me on Twitter at IH8, the number 8, TE the scene, because some dumb son of a bitch stole our Twitter handle.
Kyle Bradford. Listen, man, I really appreciated the neon sign that you gave us. That was a great gesture.
You said you found that in someone's garage in your neighborhood.
He sent it. No, he
Did
sent
you
it.
steal this from a neighbor kid?
No, he sent it to me and said, "Hey man, I'm not giving you the handle back. Matt can suck a dick, but here's a neon sign."
Bradford's like 3 mailboxes down. It says Bradford.
I was like, "Listen, man, I don't want the fucking neon sign. Yeah, of course, Matt can suck a dick, but I don't want the neon sign. We just want the."
Okay, Brian's gonna get us an assault charge. I think we beat up his neighbor last week. You can also find us on Facebook.com/IHateTheScene. For the love of God, to feed my family, subscribe on YouTube.com/C/IHateTheScene. And we're also on Twitch.tv/IHateTheScene. And all those links are available on IHateTheScene.com. Mr. Anderson. Oh, we should have been doing that the whole episode.
The whole time. The whole time.
Wow.
Are you a Matrix
failed.
fan?
Sorry.
Are you a Matrix fan?
Yes.
Okay, so you definitely did that when you were younger.
It would have been funnier if you said,
yeah.
I don't know what any of that means.
Well, just even my teachers in school would do it to me.
Mr. Anderson, of course. What do you mean he doesn't know what that means? He's an anime fan.
I said it would have been funnier if he didn't.
He's like, what's the
He's
Matrix?
like, what is any of that?
We're living in it, Kyle.
And then your teacher calls you that
Simulation.
and pisses you off one day and you show up with a trench coat.
Black.
Yikes.
Yikes, he's out.
Yeah, you definitely cannot wear a trench coat in high school.
And then his favorite state's Colorado because he visited Columbine. And we're out.
I knew I was fucked.